Hello, my name is Trevor Bowling, and the case study that I decided to do was Hall versus the University of Minnesota. This is for EDU 503 Sports Law. Like I said, my name is Trevor Bowling. So, the plaintiff and the defendant of this case, the plaintiff is Mark D. Hall. Mark is a 21-year-old senior at the college, at the university. He's filing an injunction ordering the University of Minnesota to accept him into a degree program so he can finish his last year of eligibility on the basketball team. The defendant is the University of Minnesota. They gave multiple factors to why he was not admitted into their program, and factors that included prior grade history and the fact that he was probably not going to complete his program to begin with because he is a basketball star and was probably going to go on to the NBA. So we'll give some facts of the case. Hall was a member of the basketball team for 3 years where he was able to finish a non-baccalaureate program. Okay. Hall later attempted to enroll in a degree program that was part of the university in hopes to play his last year of eligibility. So he applied once in August and then he applied again in October. So for him to be able to be eligible for his senior year, he would have to be a candidate for a degree program. This is for the NCAA and the Big Ten rules. States that if he is not a candidate for degree, he will not be eligible to practice or play with the team. During his application process, the directors of the program intervened and convinced the directors of the admittance to reject his application. Okay, students are supposed to be evaluated solely on their application forms and their answers that they put on there. But for some reason, the deans of the college that Hall was trying to get enrolled in, went over everyone's head in the application process and pretty much just denied him straight up. So facts continue. Hall was a highly recruited basketball player and was considered to have the potential to go as high as a second-round draft pick in the NBA. A second-round draft pick is a no-cut policy, so if he would have been drafted in the second round, he would have been guaranteed quite a bit of money. There's no way he would be able to be cut for at least a certain period of time. And if he was not going to be eligible to play for his senior year, coaches and experts said that he would probably drop all the way down to the sixth round, which is he can be cut, and money is quite different at that level. Hall and his attorneys asserted that he was denied the right to a due process under the 14th Amendment. His private interest, his athlete's ability to obtain a no-cut contract with the NBA. Obviously, this is an academic issue, but for him to be able to play basketball, he has got to be enrolled in classes and be passing them and be meeting the standards set forth by the NCAA to be eligible to play and potentially garner that money in the NBA. The government interest is having to hear from every student who gets a rejection from a college. So, some factors. Hall's right to a due process was ultimately violated when the directors went over the application process and decided to not admit him based on some criteria that they do not normally use to determine whether or not they are going to admit students into their program. This is a huge part and one of the main factors in this case. Hall put all his eggs in one basket with basketball, so ruling him ineligible for his senior year could potentially not allow him to land a no contract in the NBA, therefore ruining his financial future. So these are the two factors that this case is really weighing on, and this is what the plaintiffs really hung their hats on and to try to get him eligible for his senior year. So the ruling. The court ultimately found that the university had reasons for denying him, but the way that the college went about handling his application showed that he had been treated differently than other students who have applied for the same program. On their applications, when they get rejected, they are supposed to be provided a reasoning for the rejection, and the reasoning that the university gave of why they rejected him and what they put on the rejection letter were two totally separate things. These allegations that if were put on the rejection letter then the player, Hall, would be able to refute these and be able to explain his side of the story on the various reasons why they ultimately went over the application process and rejected his amendments. Okay, the court found that the university violated his due process and ruled him to be allow him and ruled that he would be, oh God bless it,